All right. Good evening. What's up, y'all? Hey. Here we go. Yes, indeed. How is everyone doing? Hello. What's up, John, Roxanne, Miss Birch? What's up, Aaron, Mike, Ellie, Kathy, Joy, Sarah Cole, Monica. Ooh, hello, family. What is going on? Are you guys excited about this one? I'm excited about this one. I'm really, I've got a little bit of a presentation. I'm not a big PowerPoint guy, but what we're going to be talking about tonight is very, very high level. It is talking about the 6 pillars of it doesn't matter what business you're in, doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you can develop these 6 pillars and implement and embrace what I'm going to go over tonight, you're gonna be hard pressed to not get results. If you could stay consistent and get better and work on the things that we're going to talk about tonight, there's absolutely no reason why you or anybody you know can't have success, whether it's in traditional business and they're wanting to come online and build an audience and get more exposure online, build their client base if they're a coach, get distributors if they're in network marketing, get affiliate sales if they're an affiliate marketer, whatever. This is the core foundation, and what we're going to go over tonight is something that we found to be true over the course of since 2005 for me online. I think Norbert started just right around then online as well, and it's something that we have been embracing inside of MLSP. Before we get to the training, hi everyone. So many familiar faces, so many hello family members. This community so amazing. You guys are stuck with me solo tonight, and we hung out for a good chunk of time here this morning. Now you got me at night. What are you gonna do? You can't get enough of me, right, guys? Check. Cool. Well, before we get into the training, for all of our members and affiliates, you guys all know this is like my favorite part of every single webinar we do, is because this is why we built MLSP. Not so much so we could have affiliates around the globe or people making money with us. That's kind of been a byproduct. It really was to help people figure this stuff out, start getting results, start growing, stretching, building a brand, and becoming the leader in whatever industry vertical niche you're in. And that's kind of been our tagline since 2008, is we've been creating tomorrow's leaders today. And we do have an affiliate program. For those who are guests tonight, this is not a business opportunity. This is a straight up education and training platform, which what I believe to be the most supportive, just amazing community on the planet out there for entrepreneurs and network marketers and business owners, home business. And we do pay our affiliates quite well, to the tune of millions and millions of dollars each and every year. And while this is not a business opportunity, it is if you like the tools, the community, the software, and you share it with someone, you can actually get paid by doing that, and we will, of course, pay you as an affiliate to bring us customers, to bring us buyers, to bring us business, which we then go to work to turn into professional marketers and business owners. And in doing that, we have a bunch of leader levels, L1 through L7. And when we have affiliates reaching these leader levels, some for the first time ever when they hit L1, I mean, I can remember that when I got my first check online, there was something chemically that happens to our brains and our bodies. There's an emotion, something that elicits out that it just, at least in my experience, becomes real. And you just, once you get that first check, you can't go back to business as normal. You just can't, because you see the internet, you see potential, you see opportunity. You can do it from your computer. You can do it in shorts. You can do it on your terms. You can create the business that you want by design, following your passions. And tonight, before we dive in, we're going to acknowledge a couple of them. Again, we have L1 through L7. There we go. There's 7. And I want to acknowledge, we actually didn't have any L1 or oh, excuse me, we did. I'm reading backwards. L1. Okay, let's go. Rock and roll. Lydia Dezinja, Shane Myers, Nuro Huda Chowdhury. Some tough names there, but some powerful leaders emerging there. That's 3 people in the last 5 days alone that got the L1 leader level inside of MLSP, which means you're getting a check at least from us. Chances are you've got other revenue streams, other business going, And what really excites me is that you're learning skills, you're increasing your value. And with these skill sets and with this increased value, you can turn around and those things can pay you for life. When you learn how to inject value into your marketplace and serve your audience, man, as you will learn tonight, that's a skill set that will pay you for life. So congrats, you three. Got Bill Avon, L2. Congratulations, William. Congrats, man. And if you're a guest, as you can imagine, L1 is the first level. When you pop that, you're starting to make sense. L2, just stack it. A little bit more success. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up and up. And as you grow through those leader levels, it becomes definitely more challenging, and the rewards get bigger, the commissions get bigger. It's we have some fun over here at Motley System Pro. So L2, Bill Avon, becoming a dear friend of ours here at Motley System Pro. Congrats, buddy. And we had 3 L3s. That is a significant number inside this community. That means in the last 4 or 5 days, we've got 3 L3 leaders who popped. That's a big deal. When you're L3, you start dancing with L4, at least in the way we have the leader level set up in the curriculum and the education. That means you're really starting to build a brand. You're really starting to grasp this concept of attraction marketing and driving traffic, attracting traffic to you, and really creating value for whatever your audience is. And 3 of them in the last 5 days, Zaki, Shahid, Tandy Davis, Emma Kogan. That's awesome. That's awesome. And in fact, I want to definitely acknowledge our March member of the month, which is Tandy Davis, who just hit L3 as well. Congrats. There are so many leaders popping up inside this community. We are having an incredible year here at Motley System Pro. We're having more success stories than we've ever had, ever. And I think it's because of what we launched last year when it comes to coaching, one-on-one assistance, and really just has anyone seen the new training back office, by the way? The new when you go to the training tab, the marketing strategies, we are completely, over the next 6 weeks leading up to our retreat in April, we are focusing on, we're not traveling, we're not doing events, we are focusing on revamping our entire system, creating all sorts of amazing content for you guys, new sales letters to frame what we have as courses, because it is so valuable for anyone who wants to learn how to come online and become a business owner. We are so freaking excited. The team is growing, hired another C-level programmer just this week, and we're having some fun. So there's a lot of stuff awesome going on inside this community, a lot of leaders and members stepping up, and it excites me. It really, when we take a step back and look at what you guys, we as a collective, has built here at Motley System Pro, it's just kind of surreal. And I know this community is making an impact, and we're just, we're really changing the world for good. And I honor everyone on this webinar for staying the course, for having that vision and that voice, and not just kind of putting it on the shelf, but actually moving forward, as uncomfortable as it may be and challenging as it may be at times. You're still doing it, and I don't think there's a greater calling on this planet than to just actually wake up to why you were put here and to do something about it. So as we dive in, I just want to honor that. Thank you guys for being here. Who's ready for some training? Who is ready for some training? Awesome, Dr. Lisa. Thank you. Best investment I ever made. Tonight's going to be a little bit different in a sense where I'm just going to have a conversation with you guys. We're going to talk a little bit off the cuff. And I just want to give as much value as I possibly can into the DNA of what we've built here at Motley System Pro, and what we believe, me and my business partner and our team here at MLSP, what we believe to be the 6 pillars that make up all successful businesses. If a business is profitable out there online, man, they are at some level, at some degree, are building out and focusing on these 6 pillars. This feed is going nuts. Yeah, this by the way, guys, for the affiliates, if you want to take a second, as I'm about to bring up the PowerPoint, feel free to share. We're going to get started right now, but feel free to share this link. If you have friends, if you've got team members, if you've got other entrepreneurs or partners who are in business and they're looking to build online, this over the next 50 minutes is really going to help people get clarity on what needs to get done. I got my juice here tonight. By the way, if you're in Austin, super cool. Juiceland, just selfless plug here for amazing organic juice. They press it for you and you can go pick it up. It's amazing stuff. Okay, let's get started. Thank you for being here, guys. You're with me. Let's, cool. I'm going to leave the chat on, and we are going to rock and roll. All right. Hi, everybody. Okay, all right. So let's get started. Tonight's show is the 6 pillars of all profitable online businesses. Unlock the secret to profit online with any business in any niche. I'm telling you guys and gals, this is real. This is what has been allowed us to really dominate our marketplace and build a very successful business. Tonight's show and tonight's goal is to give you clarity on exactly what you should be focusing on and what actions you should be taking every single day to make the most impact, to grow and scale your business, and to get measurable results. Now, obviously, I've got probably an hour with you on the training side. I'm going to blast through this as quickly as possible, but I definitely don't want to go over anything and cheat you guys on important information. But obviously, with the short time we have tonight, I can't go into all the crazy details of all 6 pillars and what you specifically can do for your actual business. So we're going to chunk up and really give you a concept, like a bird's eye view of what's going on with an online business that's actually making money. And then if you want to take it to the next level, we'll actually have something for you at the end of this if you want to move forward and really embrace what we're going to be talking about tonight. Warning, the next 60 minutes are going to radically improve your business. For a select group of leaders with us tonight, you will have a very rare opportunity to compress 1 year into 1 weekend with the MLSP founders. Sound good? And I want you to get excited. I'm going to give you all I can for the next hour. I want you to get excited about taking your business to the next level, effective immediately right now. I want you to expect that this training that we're about to dive into together is going to give you the breakthrough that you have been praying for, because I'm telling you, it will. I want you to just, this may be weird for you. It's maybe a little bit different for you. No one's ever done this with you on a webinar. This was going to be a different webinar, I'll tell you that. Close your eyes real quick, because you can only receive information that is which at like your energy level, what you are open to there's a threshold here. And if you don't believe it's possible, all this information is going to actually just bounce off you and nothing's going to be ingrained, because you can only consume, surrender, believe information that is equal to your state, okay, to your belief. So just for the next 60 minutes, you're not going to close your eyes for 60 minutes here, but for the next 20 seconds, close your eyes, deep breath, and just get in the nervous system, get in your body. Just what could it feel like? If it actually worked, if after tonight you got some clarity, if maybe tonight we put some pieces together, and if you just got better every single day, you increased your skill sets and your value, could it be possible? You see people making money out there. You see people building phenomenal businesses, making a huge impact, making a ton of money. I want you to just conjure up this feeling that at least it could happen with you. It could happen for you. Okay, and what could that feel like? Just the freedom, just maybe the sense of being, kind of guided, or this sense that this could, like, maybe you're on the right path, that you weren't just here by chance, and that you are waking up to your greatness and your passions and the business you want to build, and something that lights you up. Just what if it could be possible? Deep breath, oxygenate the body, because we want as much focus as possible over the next presentation here in this training. But I want you to believe, to actually get, because if you're at this level where this is not going to work, not going to happen, boom, that's where we're at. This is all for naught. So I just want to maybe suspend that belief for the next hour. Just give yourself that gift and be open to this information. Sound good? Deep breath. Okay, it feels good. Shake it out, shake it out. We're in like a good state. We're ready to receive some information. All opportunity is possible. Yes, maybe even I could build that business that I was promised when I first got started as an entrepreneur, which I wasn't told all the blood, sweat, and tears, the sacrifice that would come along with it, but I'm in it now, and here we go, and it could work. There's a special tonight. At the end of this webinar, we've got something very special. It's not for everybody. for the 1% of the leaders with us tonight. But here's what's cool is that everyone in attendance is going to get a 100% free Facebook audience traffic and list building gift valued at an easy. In fact, the guy who did the training, he doesn't go anywhere from less than $2,000 an hour. A dear friend of ours, we valued it at $497. It's super cool. You got to stay until the end to get it, but it's completely free. And I'll explain to you how you can take one simple action to get that completely free training. And I'll explain a little bit more about that at the end of this training. But some quick housekeeping. Give me your attention. Give me your attention for the next 60 minutes. Turn off Skype, Messenger, iPhones, Droids, everything that's going to bug and vibrate and distract you. Grab a pen and paper for notes, because this information, what we're talking about tonight, it truly is vital. It is everything when it comes to actually what it takes to build an online business. And like I said, suspend what you think you know about building a business online for the next 60 minutes. Sound good? And again, my intention here tonight is to really just have an authentic, candid conversation with you about what's been working in our business, so that if you can take away just chunks or pieces or a couple distinctions that you can turn around and implement in your business tonight moving forward, and open your eyes to where you need to focus on to maximize your results. That's my goal here. And who am I? If this is your first webinar with MLSP, I'm just an average guy, man. I found MLSP in 2005. I was a broke musician and knew nothing about internet marketing, nothing about network marketing. That's the industry I found by accident. I went to Google and I put in make more money over the weekend, and 2 days later I found myself in a business in an industry I'd never heard of. I knew nothing about business. The training that my company was telling me to do, I was doing because I didn't know any better. It was bandit signs, cold calling. I was the guy putting the signs in the telephone pole. I was posting the 800 numbers at Kinko's. That was the marketing that the company was actually teaching us, which is why I'm so passionate about real marketing, about attraction marketing, about what we teach here at My Lead System Pro. Luckily, my mentor at the time was into Google advertising, so I started diving into that. That's how I found the industry. So I was learning internet marketing on top of doing what my company was telling me to do. But the problem was I was out there pitching, I was out there selling, I was out there driving traffic to a website that just sold the product. So if my prospect didn't like it or didn't like me, the conversation and relationship was over. I did that for 3 years. I wound up 30 grand in debt. Then I found what we teach here at My Lead System Pro, attraction marketing, multiple income streams, what we're about to go into tonight. My very first month of flipping the switch was my first 5-figure month in profit. And holy crap, it was like the blinders had been lifted, and you think that the top earners have secrets or that they know something you don't. The chances are, if you're struggling, they do. They do. And this was it. And it completely changed my world. Fast forward to today, very, laptop lifestyle, travel the world. I get to speak on stages. We now host our own events. We've got one coming up in August, our big annual event. We host retreats, workshops. It is so freaking cool. I live in Austin, Texas. We're in a boat club. I love wakeboarding. This is a plane. Me and one of our dear friends, Roxana Hanna, and my business partner, Todd, we were going down to Costa Rica to check out investment property, which we now fully own. That was my first toy that I bought that I wanted to buy in 2008 or 2009, I think it was something I've been wanting since I was a kid, and went in there, paid cash for it. It was the most amazing experience, and that's a story for another day. But that when I whipped out the checkbook and he was blown away that I didn't care about the financing options, that was a feeling and emotion. I'm not saying go do that. It was actually a pretty stupid move, because that money could have been put in other investment vehicles, and it could have been earning all sorts of interest and dividends for me. I'm not saying do that. For me, that was a big deal. The point of this slide is to show you that I struggled like crazy for the first 3 years. And fast forward to today, man, if you just stay in there, you get better, you increase your skill sets, you increase your value and what you can do, like what you give, how you serve your audience, and you get clear on really how to build a business online, man. That last picture is my best friend, dear brother, twin brother, Jim Finale, after I bought my first house here, $1 million home 4 years ago. Life is good. Life is good. But again, if you're struggling, I was there for 3 years. I wanted to quit. It was blood, sweat, and tears. It was clawing, scratching. I was, making a little bit of money here and there and paying just the interest on my maxed out credit cards. I was moving balances from credit card to credit card just to go from month to month, hoping, praying, waiting, saying next month was it. Getting better, stretching, growing, getting very uncomfortable. How in the world I'm making less than $2,000 a month as a bartender at 30 grand in debt? There is no light at the end of the tunnel. So if your back is against the wall, awesome. You're on the right path. This, above all the cool stuff that I've got or own or achieved, I think this is my greatest achievement to date. This is a slide that is very near and dear to my heart. If you've been online at any length of time, this is kind of the who's who when you look at internet, network marketing, home business. Every single one of them will point to this platform, this community, not me, but this culture that we have built here as a vital piece of success. Most of these guys are still here training, and we love them. Some have gone on to build their own MLM companies, have done 9 figures in revenue. Some have gone on to just build their own brands in their own right and their own niches. And that's what we teach people to do, to follow their passions, we create tomorrow's leaders today. And this slide gives me so much joy and just pride. I love what we do here. This makes all of the tireless work that we do on our end to provide the services and the community, the software that we do to our audience. This right here, the lives changed and impacted not only on this slide, but through them, the lives these leaders, powerful men and women, have been able to impact and help people break through, break free, build businesses, build freedom, give their families options. That's just cool. That's what it's about for me. So there we go. Let's dive in. The foundation, BES. Now, before the 6 pillars that we're going to talk about tonight, BES, my friend, this is the most important acronym that you are ever going to hear when it comes to online business. Because, in fact, back in 2008, our mentor, me and Norbert's mentor, a guy named Mike, who lives in Austin here, he wrote a little ebook that taught us what eventually became MLSP and attraction marketing. And his back in 2008 was his whole approach was build a list, build a relationship with the list, and market to and monetize the list. Okay. Now that is still obviously very pertinent, that's on point. And this is any business. This does not matter what industry you're in. But having a conversation with Norb, he actually convinced me a little bit differently. And, a lot has changed since 2008 when we read that little ebook. And there are many, many people who have audiences on YouTube and make a fortune, who have audiences on Facebook and aren't really building a list, who have audiences on Instagram and are crushing it. Okay, so we actually came up, he sold me on the idea that it really is audiences. It really is audiences. And I want you to grasp your head around. I'm not saying do not build a list. I'm saying that an email subscriber list is one of the most important assets if you are building something online. It is your customer base. It is your prospects. It's how you're going to email, regularly, stay in touch with them, send them cool tips, value, send them, products, services, offers. But you can't deny that it's what we are changing the language here is really audiences. Whether that's a YouTube audience, a Facebook audience, your list is an audience. It's your email subscriber audience, your Instagram audience, a LinkedIn audience. Your blog isn't really considered, an audience. Really, that's a tool to engage your audience. Okay, but we're going to dive into these concepts a little bit as we dive into this training here. But that BES, if you're an MLSP affiliate and people ask you what you do or ask you for advice on how to build a business, your go-to gut response should be BES. This above anything, because this trickles into what we're talking about tonight, all of our actions. If you can focus your attention, if you can focus your behaviors, and every single day you're growing, you're building your audience, you are in some way engaging that audience, and at some point you're selling that audience, you are moving forward. It may not feel like it. Money might not be, piling up with a dump truck to your back door there yet. But if you can focus on build, engage, and sell, or if someone asks you what you do and why the internet works or what's attraction marketing, if we can teach them and you can explain briefly, do they have an audience? Are they building an audience? Do they even know what their audience is? Are they growing that audience daily? That's like pretty much having a pizza shop and having people come through the door. That's what we mean, offline example here. If you're actually getting customers, getting people to see you, getting people to notice you, getting people to walk through your front door, you're building your audience. And if you can engage them, build relationships, have conversations, nurture them, give them cool stuff, build trust, build rapport, you're engaging. And then of course, when it is time to sell, that just means you're adding more value, and it's too much value to give away for free. So it's not like you're taking, but you're giving that much more. So now they're going to be happy to whip out their credit card to give you money in exchange for your value. Build, engage, sell. Pillar number 1, vision and personal development strategy. I know what you're thinking. Brian, dude, I've heard this before. Mindset, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the marketing strategy. Let's go to the leads. I want it. All of that, we're going to get to it. That doesn't mean anything until we can figure out this. And I know from experience, I know from coaching, there's a vast majority on this webinar who aren't even clear on what they want. They're struggling, they're learning skill sets, but they haven't even written down what it is that they want. Can you see it clearly? Because if you can't, forget about it. It's not going to happen. If you're leaving this up for chance, or you're wondering who you want to become, or you haven't gotten clarity on what type of individual, being, leader, business owner you want to become, you're just leaving it up to the wind, at the gusts, the gusts from the gods, and hopefully they push you downwind or push you in the right direction to your fortunes. What do you want, and why? Why? Keep asking that question. Why? What is it, man? What is it? The vision. Why are you doing this? I know from experience, this is not the easiest path. It is very much easier to go out and get a job, but you didn't do that, or maybe you're working out of your job. Either way, there is something calling you that is 100% saying, hey, man, we got something big to do. You're being pulled to do something. Why? What is it? What do you want? Is it written down? Why? A good question, a good primer question to help you get clarity on the vision. If you had all the money in the world, what would you do? If you had all the money in the world and it didn't matter, what would you spend your time doing? Now grab a pen and paper. This is a different webinar in a sense where I'm not talking at you. I'm having a conversation. I want to kind of get you to answer. This is a very interactive presentation here. And I want you to take away some distinctions that hopefully you can apply to your business immediately, right? What is the vision? What limiting belief could be holding you back from success? I'm telling you right now that if you have a belief that maybe that you couldn't do it, or that maybe this industry isn't real, that's holding you back. Or if you're comparing yourself to some of our top leaders and affiliates, that is keeping you stuck. That is not only, that is attention and energy and focus, right? That could be used towards creation, that is actually running a program of a lack, that you're not enough. Right? What limiting beliefs could be holding you back from success? And you got to be honest with yourself, man. What could be holding you back at this point in your business? Right? And we're going to talk briefly about how to overcome that here. But there's a lot of training in the back office that I actually personally did in terms of how to actually overcome some of these negative beliefs and how to rewrite, reprogram, rewire your brain so that you can actually break free and move forward. But who must you become in order to get what you want? Because here's the deal, man. If you're building a business, if you're wanting to, create and build a 6-7 figure business, that person doesn't get to feel lack anymore. Right? So that's just not in the cards. That's an emotion you're going to have to start detaching away from. That's a program, or if you think that you don't have enough value, or that someone will pay you, someone would never pay you for your value or what you know, that is something that we need to address, because that is 100% a belief, part of the vision that is going to get thwarted. Because if you at the core don't feel that you have value, or first off, go learn a few things and change that up real quickly. But if it's a program that's constantly running that you don't have value, man, it's going to be very difficult to accept and receive funds, or to even ask for it, because at the core, it's not enough. At the core, you don't deserve it. So maybe, just maybe, part of that vision, maybe the vision you want to dance with, right, is worthy. Is, hey, I'm not just enough. I am, I am destined. I am worthy. Right? I deserve this. Because here's the deal. Everything that you say that you want, it has a vibration to it. And I'm not going to go crazy into this because I want to move on throughout these pillars here. There's a lot to cover tonight. But understand that everything that you say that you want, there's a vibration to it. Right? And your goal is to match its vibration and not let the thoughts in that are not equal to that vibration, those limiting beliefs, those destructive patterns. Right? Your goal is to match its vibration and sustain it throughout the day, because guess what? You're going to find yourself doing the things that that person would be doing in order to get, it has to happen. If you do it properly and you get in that state and you match its vibration to your vibration, by default, you're going to slowly but surely become that person. Oh, and guess what? That person takes action. Few things. Stop saying I can't. Just flat out, stop saying I can't. You know, I mean, in my experience, most of the time, well, actually like 100% of the time, the only reason entrepreneurs don't break free is because of the story they keep telling themselves of why they can't. So just stop. Just kind of, you know, when that pops up, you're going to have to start detaching yourself from that thought, from that emotion. Yeah, those morning rituals, man. Are you rolling over and picking up the phone and diving right into reactionary mode, Facebook, checking emails? Or are you taking that so precious hour or two in the morning to create your day and to become this vision? Right? What is the emotional home for you? For example, we talked a little bit about overwhelm this morning, right? If you keep saying I'm overwhelmed, that has become emotional home base for you. It is very difficult to create anything of substance if home base is overwhelm, or if home base is fear, or not enough, or lack thereof. It is very difficult to create anything if that's home base, right? So maybe part in that vision, right? Not just all the cool stuff you want or the leader you want to become, but maybe some of the emotions that we're going to need, you know, when we take a step back and look at the limiting beliefs. What are some of the antitheses of that? And what could those emotions actually feel like? And start dancing with that, you know, as you mentally rehearse or visualize and step into that vision every single day and sustain that throughout the day. You know, overwhelm is such a big one these days. To say that I am overwhelmed, that is just going to keep you in a total lock, that is going to throw you off before you even get started. You have to have a clear vision. You have to see it. You have to taste it, smell it. It has to be everywhere. It has to be anchored in your nervous system so that when the garbage pops up, your default starts to become, I am passion. Your default starts to become, I am unstoppable. All right. I am value. I am a leader. Right? I am passion, gratitude, love, whatever it is, whatever you want to work on, whatever you want for you and your vision in your life. Right? But to say that I am overwhelmed, really what we talked about this morning, just real quick, was you're doing overwhelmed. If you keep saying and going and you watch a video and within 30 seconds you say I'm overwhelmed, or there's one word or concept you don't understand and you go straight to, I'm confused, I'm not techie, I'm overwhelmed at this point. That is a pattern. That is what we are talking about. We're going to need, before we even get to the rest of the pillars, that is something you are going to have to address, because it doesn't matter if I gave you the best blueprint, the best marketing strategy, the best content creation strategy. If you are overwhelmed, which by the way, you're not, you're doing overwhelm. You are the greatness. You are that vision. You're here to fulfill that ideal self that you are wanting to step into. That's who you really are. That's why you're here. You are not overwhelmed. Now you could have memorized what it takes to be overwhelmed, like shallow breath, always looking at what isn't done, so much to do, the fear of not being enough, the fear of it not working out, the tense body, the clammed up body because you're so tense and overwhelmed that you're just stuck in a total lock. Right? Now, that's not who you are, but over time, over days, over weeks, maybe even over years, you've been conditioning your body and brain to that emotion. And so now it feels like you are, quote unquote, overwhelmed. Right? Now, there's some strategies in the back of the MLSP that will, under the mindset, visualization, meditation area, will help you start rewiring some of that with you. But it's so interesting for me, especially as we do more and more coaching with our clients here. Everyone wants the business and marketing strategy or the marketing plan. And my first question is, cool, I'll give that to you. Tell me your daily personal development plan. And it's silence. Well, I don't have one. Okay, well, before we talk about what needs to get done, I need to ensure that you're going to actually do it. And the only way I'm going to bulletproof that idea or ensure that it is going to get done is turn you into a person that just gets things done. That when curveballs come your way, you find a way to go over, under, sideways. How you become this leader who just come hell or high water, that is in your DNA. That's part of the vision now. That's who you are being. That when obstacles come your way, which they will, it's life. It's part of being an entrepreneur, that you're not going to curdle in the corner in fear and think that you're, there's no action or that you're helpless. No. Knowing that stuff's going to come, what if we could actually turn yourself into this vision, this powerhouse, this leader, this lioness, this just person who is completely free? Then we can start talking about actually implementing, applying ads, leads, target market, that type of thing. Okay. So if you don't have the business you want, it's because you haven't become the person who can run it yet. Okay. That's what we're working on. It's what you're working on every single day with that vision. If you're constantly improving who you are and the value you give, you will win. I've got this little bracelet on my wrist here. I'm getting better and better. That is not just some foo-foo, woo-woo phrase. That is like psychology. That's a strategy. If you are actually getting better every single day, you're moving forward, you're progressing, you are going to win. You are going to get better. You're going to break free. Period. Space. That's not like up for debate. Right? And if we can get in this place where you can step into that vision and become that person, you can see it, you can taste it. There are anchors everywhere. You've got Post-it notes of the goals that you want to hit, the person you want to become, the emotions you want to see more of, and as reminders of the emotions you want to eliminate, get away, get out of, eradicate, no more. Right? Put them in your mirror, in your car, on your computers, wherever you frequent most, as reminders and anchors to associate and just trigger your brain, your nervous system to wake up and to consciously, like a hawk, focus on where we're going, not where we've been or what's wrong, right? But to actually seek and get better and become this leader who is just going to figure out how to do it and then actually do it. Because the problem is most of the people on this line, it's not that you don't know what to do. We've got a system that teaches you what to do. It's actually doing what you know. That's why I'm spending so much time on this one slide. Without the vision, man, it's not going to get done. Or when at the first sign of something unraveling or fear or a problem, you're gonna run away, or it's going to keep you from going into that unknown, going into the uncomfortable zone, which is where all greatness, where all growth is. And you can't do that unless you lay this piece down first. And this is, I don't just preach this, y'all. This is what I wrote myself in 2006. I don't carry this. I need to get a baseball card holder for it. But just so you know, I mean, these are the types of things that we did to actually rewire our brain and what's possible, and to sit and just let, to actually get clarity on the type of business we wanted. Now, of course, it wasn't about the $1 million. I knew that was a stretch for me. $2,000 a month to $1 million business in 3 years for me was big time. And I know that in that stretch, in that amount of growth, that it would be huge. So I wrote this check 3 years later to the month. I had my very first 7 figures in revenue. I didn't have $1 million in the bank in cash, but I didn't actually even specify that with this check, and it showed up, and I worked constantly, man. This was on me 24/7. I knew I was learning, I was reading, I was getting around mentors who had the $1 million businesses, and I was learning the emotions, the mindset, the thoughts, the action, what they were doing, how they played the game of life. And that was at the forefront. That was at the seat of my consciousness 24/7. It landed and ended up to the month that I had my 7-figure business. And that, if I even pick that up, I feel like it's just going to disintegrate in the wind. And that is a check that is so near and dear to my heart, because I can remember the struggle, the pain, which was some of the best times of my life in hindsight, because of the growth. That first $1 million is like, that's tough. For me, it was. And then from here, now it's just like scaling, figuring out solutions, and really taking it to the next level with teams and management and scaling. So, and this is the last one on vision. I just wanted to give you some images for context. I'm pretty visual. So this is something I wrote the month later that I'm a millionaire. I can cash the check I wrote to myself 3.5 years ago. I'm financially free and I own my own beautiful beach mansion. I spend my days with my family and friends, and my funds. My kids will never see daycare. Don't have kids yet. I am extremely happy and life gets better every day. I realize now that I could have lived this life whenever I wanted. I just didn't make the decision to create it yet. People are irresistibly attracted to me. Attraction marketing, way before I even knew what it meant. I can do and succeed at whatever I desire. I created this. This is my reality. Not the most inspiring, I guess, from outside looking in, but this was a stretch. I didn't even know what personal development was in 2005. This is the type of stuff. This is a vision, or at least the start of one for a boy, 23 years old, not knowing what the hell he was doing. This was a stretch. So first case in point, vision and personal development strategy. What are you doing daily? Are you spending at least an hour a day? And don't tell me you don't have an hour, man. If you're driving to work, get a podcast, get some MLSP, grab the MLSP podcast, buy some courses, audiobooks if you have to, if you like those, or read, or dive into personal development. Do something for an hour a day, especially if you don't have the business you want yet, because it is you. You are the variable. You are the stopgap. You are the chokehold. You are, the business is only going to grow as fast as the leader. And the way to grow is to start growing you. Spend more time working on you than anything else. Okay. Pillar number 2, target market and personal branding strategy. Who are you? What do you stand for? And who do you serve? Who do you serve? That's what we're talking about here. And this is a big one, because in our most recent workshops, it's been really liberating for a lot of our attendees, because they actually get clarity on who they want to serve. They thought they had to show up as, for example, MLSP's war cry. And I didn't even tell you about our vision real quick, just so you guys know. Our vision with MLSP is to just radically change the way entrepreneurs do business, man, to inspire, empower, give them the tools to give kids their parents back, to let people who have a voice and vision and message come online to a community and cut the crap, give them real strategies and marketing and real, figure out what their passions are, light them up, teach them how to serve, how to actually build a blog, create content that addresses their target market's challenges, and learn how to monetize that and build a real stable business so they can break free and be at home with their family. In a nutshell, that is pretty much the vision here. And to do it better, to outperform, to over deliver everyone, in terms of attraction marketing and the type of systems we have. That is where, we are very passionate about leading this industry and carrying the torch. And we are going to continue to do so here because our members, they're digging it and they're getting results. And that's why we built this thing. So on to pillar number 2, who do you serve? When we're talking about this, at the workshops, people, they thought that they had to be, our war cry in the beginning was, we teach network marketers how to get more leads and money. So most of our members, most of our people have been around some time, or they see us and our funnels and some of our marketing, they think that they need to serve that same audience, when that really isn't. Some of them didn't even like network marketing. Now, I love network marketing. There's leverage. It's a beautiful industry. It's how I found this industry. But my point is, you've got to get clarity on who you're going to serve. Okay, who you're going to serve. And I actually saw Kathy Joy on this webinar, and I'll just share a quick story of her. Her, for example, she came into the workshop. This was, I think, in November, and Kathy had a good brand, and she was serving network marketers, but she was flopping around. It didn't light her up. It really wasn't passion for her. She didn't even really, actually, that's an example. She wasn't really into that brand. When me and Norb dove deeper and really got into what makes her tick, who she is, man, who does she want to serve? It comes to find out that Kathy, and I asked her if I could share this before, and she said absolutely, because if it inspires anyone, absolutely. And we worked with her for like a couple of hours and really massaged this out of her and got down to the core that Kathy wants to build a business that inspires women, because she had been abused in a way where she and her kid didn't even feel comfortable going out of their rooms. So, and she was out there being told to create content that serves network marketers, but that wasn't her passion. Content that actually addresses, how to create content, how to drive traffic, how to get leads and sales, how to recruit more. And that wasn't the audience that she wanted to build. And when she found out this target market, man, there were so many different ways that we created all sorts of categories that she could create for her blog. I mean, this is the type of, this is the type of brand that Oprah picks up, right? When done properly, the interviews that she can have with, survivors who can go out there and inspire women to become more, to not have to not ever have to experience the pain and the struggle that she had to go through. And yes, how to actually, when you take that step, that type of step or that leap as a woman, that you're going to have to 100% stop relying ever, if you are, not to say women do, but in Kathy's case, a way that she was actually going to build her business was, hey, empowered woman, you're going to need a way to create some revenue, to create some income, to create some money for you and your family, so that if anything ever does happen, or that you can, bulletproof yourself against anything like this ever happening, and you want to be self-sufficient, create your own income and provide for your family, regardless of anyone else in your life. Well, hey, I do that too. And it was actually a beautiful weave and ebb and flow with this brand that she wanted to, to become, in this personal branding strategy, to really inspire women who have been abused and are now survivors. And it was just so beautiful to watch that unfold. And that is the content that she is now creating. And we don't just wind them up as we get to one of the pillars. We're going to talk about monetization. We don't just have Kathy get all excited about this and then say, okay, go out in the wild. We want to make sure that it has legs. Like, you're not building a nonprofit. We want to make sure that there is some type of monetization strategy in the business. And if there isn't, that you have plans to create it and create it fast, because nothing kills businesses quicker than zero cash flow. So who do you serve? What are their biggest challenges, concerns, problems? Value serve, value serve, value serve. That is 100% was a radically different concept than what I first got introduced to when I found this business, or found online marketing, which was just drive traffic, close sales, and just pitch them the product, and hopefully they buy. And if they don't, the relationship's over. So when we pinpoint the target market and we're working on our personal brand, we want to get clarity on who we serve, what are their biggest challenges, problems, concerns, what do they really want, 100%. Now, in the same breath, what do you like to talk about? Right? For Kathy, for example, it wasn't about the Facebook pixels and all of the coolest social media network, the social media tactics and tracking and sales and things like that. What do you like to talk about? What do you like to talk about? Forget Kathy, which I love you, my dear. You're an amazing, powerful woman. I know you're on this webinar, but what do you like to talk about? Right? Is it about health and wellness? Are you fired up about that? Is it about, animals? Is it about, entrepreneurship? Is it traffic? Is it leads? Is it empowering women? Whatever it is, what do you like to talk about? You. Right? And this may ruffle some feathers, because it may open you up to this idea that you're not in the business that you think you're in, or you're not in the business that you think you should be in. What do you like to talk about? And I mean, like with Kathy, when she thought, and we could see it in her face, man, when she started talking about this idea of creating content for inspiring women, and she's got obviously read a whole bunch of books on it, and she had plans to write a book on it. And that's that's her audience. That's what she wants to speak about. That's what she, thinking about creating blog posts and videos and Facebook Lives about this topic, man, a big deal to her. What is your passion? What's life all about? What is your breakthrough story, epiphany? For me, just to give you another example, for me, when I found the industry, I was just flat broke, $2,000 a month, living in a band house, going out there, playing music, sometimes 4 or 5 times a week, traveling up and down the East Coast. My epiphany story, my breakthrough was I just wanted some leverage, man. I wanted to give one of my biggest things was just when we're out at a show to be able to buy my band a round of drinks. So the vision wasn't big like it is now. I just wanted to make some more money. And I thought maybe it could be possible could I leverage the internet? Could I learn something about something to learn how to make some money coming in so that I could still pursue my, a dream, passion, musician and music career with my brother, but not have to do it, struggling, starving. So the epiphany for me was, hey, my goodness, these were because at the time my hair was long, bass player, traveling. What I wanted to do was speak to younger individuals who were out there pursuing their dreams and who were struggling, who were just needing, looking for ways to fund their passion. That was some of my brand. That was, I was the internet marketing rock star. That was my breakthrough story. And when I found the internet and when I found some mentors, who showed me how to do this the right way, breakthrough story, epiphany, aha moment, like, oh my gosh, it changed the opportunity for me. It wasn't just like, could this work? But it was actually something to where I could inspire people and show people how to make money online and do it in like an authentic, in integrity and just a way that was actually serving people. And it was just radical when I actually saw people doing it the right way. And I got inspired to teach others how to do it once I started having success. So it's pretty cool. What are your values? What's important to you? Just more questions to get clarity on who your target market should be. And for example, health and wellness company. Okay, so great example. How could you build a personal brand? If you've got a health and wellness company, if you don't, just stay with me here. If you're in real estate, if you're a doctor, if you're, in insurance or finance, just stay with me here because the example is really the same. If you're in health and wellness, you really have two examples. Excuse me, you have two things that you could do if you're in health and wellness. One of them is, let's say you've got a shake or you've got, you're marketing, a pill or a vitamin or meals or shakes or whatever, and you're living this active lifestyle and talking about working out and keeping, very organic food and all that good fun stuff. If your product line is in line with that, you've got really two options here. One of them is to become the health guy or gal. You're going to build the brand and your market, your target market. Like you're going to talk about a healthy lifestyle, what you need to put the top 7 ingredients or hidden secret organic ingredients that'll boost metabolism. How to keep, get your kids eating clean, eating green, right? How to actually, have diet plans or have recipes and have, you're going to be this guy or gal who hits the market with health and wellness, and you're going to become the expert. You're going to learn as much as you can about the products, the services. You're going to find some people in the industry. What are they talking about? What are they marketing? And you're going to be this health and wellness guy, right? Now, that's not to say you can't, if this is a network marketing company, that's not to say that you can't build a network marketing business there, with that brand. Maybe you have a little work with me tab, and they can fill out a survey and you can collect some information. You can have a conversation to see, if you're looking for other health nuts for people who are into fitness and maybe are open to another opportunity or would like a side income, and you create a tab off your blog or a work with me thing where you can collect some information and have a conversation to see if that person fits what you're looking for, if it fits the talent you are looking to acquire to bring into your organization. Right. But the main bulk, like the brand, is going to be health and wellness, if that's you. Now, if it's not, if you want to teach, network marketers how to drive traffic, how to build brands, how to use attraction marketing, generate sales, attract people to them, webinars, traffic, business building, that's a very different brand. And of course, if you build that, you can creatively and delicately weave your business into that as well. If they want to get more one-on-one coaching, or if they want to join your inner tribe or work with me tab, or there's all sorts of different ways and creative. And we talk a lot about that with our coaching clients and at workshops and at retreats. But really, it's very difficult to blend. Like, for example, if you're the health and wellness guy and you're building the brand and you're building that, and people get on your list to learn about the top 7 organic ingredients that'll help fight cancer that are sitting in the grocery store, you have no idea what to do. Have no idea that they're there. If they're on that list wanting to learn about the newest, hottest, health and wellness tips and strategies and hacks and biohacks and things like that, and then you hit that list with like business stuff, they're gonna be like, what the heck? They're gonna unsubscribe, right? Now, if you wanted to blend the two, there are ways that you want to absolutely separate that list. That doesn't mean create 2 different blogs, and we teach people how to do this in our workshops how to creatively do it in a way that is going to be in line with who you want to become and who you want to serve. But keep that in mind, because in this example, I mean, I guess, or a third example, you could really go like peak level. If you wanted to do, you know, if you were passionate about mindset, health, wellness, finance, you could kind of go like just peak level across the board and get clarity on what could be pillar content and how could you serve that audience and really, you know, go at like a peak overall life experience. But the takeaway here is that you really only have, you're either going to be like the health and wellness guy, or you're going to teach and train the business owners. And there's ways to weave that around, but you want to get clarity, like what is important to you? What do you want to talk about? And then from there, you can actually start getting your head around who you really are at your core, the content, like it lights you up to think about when you step into your day, and you can't wait to get your message out there because you've been learning more and more about it each and every day, each and every week, because it's your passion. It brings energy to you. It doesn't draw energy away from you. So how could you create a personal brand around that? You've got a couple different options. You're either the shake health and wellness freak, like our you know, Aaron Parker, the big leader in the company, is totally into CrossFit, right? He talks about it, blogs about it. He shows pictures of his ripped body. You know, that would be a perfect guy, an example of if he's using supplements and things like that. Maybe he is the health and wellness guy. I don't know what exactly the business model he's building right now, but that's an example versus if you know, if you want to go out there and train generic network marketers and build your business on the back end that way. Does that make sense? I think there's one, yes. And of course, competitive market analysis and research. Who's the top dog in your space? You know, check out Google Trends and basic keyword research, which we talk about in the back office. And certainly we've been doing it more and more at the workshops, and we're going to train more and more about this. But really, to see, you know, to get a hold of what your voice is and who you really want to serve. Because I'm telling you guys and gals, the people, the audience that you want to serve, they're out there on Facebook. They're talking about it right now. And yes, there are competitors out there fighting for the market share. But as you get better, learn how to connect and engage with this audience, create content that is by far the most valuable, you will learn how to actually take your share of that market. So I don't want you to think, you know, for example, we'll talk about a dog food example in a little bit here that happened at the workshop as well. But if you have an idea, if there's something that you absolutely love, man, that to me is way more important than anything. But of course, in the same breath, we want to make sure we can monetize it. And you know, it is you can pretty much monetize anything, but we do want to get clarity on that. Before we talk about monetization, I'm going to come back to you guys. Does that make sense when we talk about, you know, how could we create a personal brand around health and wellness, and how can we do it based around attraction marketing, and how can we do it, you know, serving our core and who we are at our core? Right now, I didn't show you websites or examples. That's what we teach with our coaching clients, and really how to blend the two. But you got to be careful with, if you're talking about health and wellness, if that's what you're talking about on your blog and in your content, if all of a sudden you start talking about business building to the same exact audience who didn't request that information, you're going to get people who are pissed, or you're going to get people who unsubscribe. And that's not a way to build a long-term brand. It's not a long-term play. Does that make sense, guys? Cool, because when you guys, when you figure that out, and you come from that place, and you're clear on who you are and who the message is, man, business becomes a heck of a lot more fun. Awesome. Okay, cool. Right on. Beautiful. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Number 3, monetization. How is your business going to make money, man? I am not just this, you know, I am a pragmatist. It's got to make sense. What are you selling? Business has to make money, period. Right? Kathy did have some ideas on how she was going to monetize immediately for that audience. Okay. What are the income producing activities in your business? What are they? I don't know what business you're in. For most of, I mean, I can break it down as simply as I possibly can, and it's people. People are the only thing that's going to give you money, last I checked. All right. So the ability to connect with your audience, to find out their problems, their pains, their challenges, and be able to provide a solution specific to them, and they feel heard, and you address their desires, that's a good thing. Okay, what could you sell to your audience today? Now, I mentioned the dog food MLM in the example. We had a couple of women at the last retreat, workshop, excuse me, yes, events, the last workshop that, you know, me and Norbert were kind of challenging them because I didn't even know that there was a dog MLM, a dog food MLM, where that will actually, you know, the product is organic, you know, kitchen chemicals and primarily dog and cat food that is made out of organic food to extend the life of your pet, to give them energy and to just keep their insides clean and all that amazing stuff. We challenged them, and me and Norbert were just, you know, our first thought was, okay, how much passion is around this dog, you know, this dog food, because there's two options with this. This is another example. And again, if you're not, these, I guess, were two network marketing examples, but it doesn't matter if you're in real estate, if again, pick the industry, the niche, you've got to figure out how to add value, how to serve. Once you figure out your target market, what are their pains? If you're a realtor and you're looking for buyers, maybe you're starting to give away, you know, the top, you know, 3 things that will kill, or the top 3 mistakes that every first home buyer makes that will, you know, make you lose your shirt or something like that. And you start creating content like that and giving that PDF or video away and start serving them, building your list of buyers in different areas and different markets. And you could crush that with videos and YouTube and a little bit of SEO and a little bit of, you know, some keyword research, and really becoming that guy or gal who sells the most houses in your area, in your space, or whatever that is. I'm not a realtor. I'm not probably not even using the right language. But the dog food MLM. Okay, this example was these 2 women in particular could either teach network marketers how to build online traffic, lead sales, attraction marketing, basically what we teach, our lead magnet, using our lead magnets, leveraging our webinars, leveraging our trainings to get network marketers, to get in front of network marketers. And they wanted to go with, both of them wanted to go with more of the animal, like the dog, like the actual, like they're in love with dogs, which, by the way, dogs, puppies, kittens, and babies are the most liked, shared, engaging images on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all that good fun stuff. Okay. And they sold us on this idea that they were going to talk about healthy dog care, about healthy, you know, being engaged with animals and what you can do with them in terms of serving that niche of people who are dog owners and lovers of animals. Like how to, there was a couple different categories and pillar content, pieces of content they could talk about were amazing hooks. And it was really featuring the benefits of their product, like things that are in normal pet food that do cause cancer, that do cause arthritis, and here are the top things to look out for. And hey, if you love your cat or dog, how to extend their life by 25%, and just really creative ways to educate their audience, which is dog and cat lovers, which, by the way, all they need to do is share their life, share pictures and videos and stuff with their animal. And of course, there's a little bit more than that, but that's a great way to start joining audiences in Facebook and in groups and people who are advocates, pet advocates. And that content they create is really serving them, educating their audience. And of course, if the people, you know, if they love the content and they want to test out the pet food because they're interested in a better life for their pets, you know, you can get a sample, test this out. And of course, as they build relationship with these buyers, chances are people in that arena are going to get very, very excited and lit up about the idea of getting that product out to other advocates, pet advocates and pet lovers. So that opens an opportunity to, hey, if you love this product, you know, did you know that you could actually create a side income by selling this product? There was all sorts of different monetization strategies, but don't get me wrong. We don't just talk about like, hey, cool, here's an idea, go follow your passion, you know, and best of luck to you. We want to at least create some type of monetization, real life monetization strategy. What could you sell to your audience today? $1, $27, irresistible offer. Guys, to get someone from prospect or someone on your list to become a buyer, that is like the most crucial action for them to take if you're a business owner. That changes the game. It changes the relationship. What could you sell to your audience today, right now? right? You may be asking yourself some higher level questions of maybe even what business you're in or what products you're going to be offering, right? Who are you really serving at your core? What's the vision? Do I even know it? And these are good questions to have. These are things you must figure out to build a successful, profitable business. You've got to know your metrics. As you dial this in, if you're brand new, totally cool. But keep in mind that as you start, shelling out ad spend and testing, throwing up engagement ads and like campaigns and clicks to websites and really doing the thing, you want to make sure that all of this does make sense. And as you get it going, you know what it takes to bring a customer in. And over the course of months, you figure out what their lifetime customer value is, projections. And here's a question that when we ask most of our clients, they don't know the answer to. What are you selling for the next 30 days? What do you want? What do you want? Do you want to sell X amount of product? Do you want to sell X amount of memberships? Do you want to get, 10% more coaching clients? What do you actually want? Like, what is the goal? What is the monetization strategy? Okay? Because what's neat when we talk about and there is a reason, a method to going in this order with vision and figuring out that first, and then talking about target market, branding, who are the other competitors, where who am I to the marketplace, right? And what are their challenges, problems, concerns? Okay, great. Now monetization. Do I have to create my own products? Can I leverage other people's products as I build out my own? Do I already have a product? Which is great too. But what are you selling for the next 30 days? Right, we're already winding down the first quarter of 2017. Where are we? Where are you? And where you wanted to be at this point in 2017? Are you just going through the mundane? Are you reacting? Are you spending time on Facebook Messenger with really no clear goal in sight? What are you selling for the next 30 days? Which leads me into a content creation strategy that you may want to embrace. Valuable content. It is the new currency. It's king. Not just content. Look at that. It's all caps. Valuable content. I don't care how many blog posts you can put up a day. If it doesn't serve your audience, and even more, or just as important, if nobody sees it, it's worthless, right? If nobody ever sees it. Valuable content is the new currency. It's the new currency. And then, of course, when we get into the traffic and list building, how to get people to it. Valuable content is the new currency. Now, pillar content, I want to go over a couple of these things. Pillar content, very quickly, is a pillar piece or a cornerstone piece of content. It's, in our example, what we typically describe pillar content as is a blog post that is like 2,000 words or more. You're not going to be doing this every day, okay, at all. It includes videos, images, statistics. It's interactive. It looks good. Right? And above all, it is value. Like if you go back and look at your target market, what is their number one challenge or pain? Can you create a piece of pillar content that answers that or gives them a solution or addresses that concern and challenge? Right? And a pillar piece of content could be a recorded webinar, but for this, in all intent and purposes here, for right now, pillar content is a blog post, a Big Daddy blog post, super valuable. Promotional content is like a baby blog post. A baby blog post and like super easy to create, video, maybe a couple paragraphs. That could be an example of a promotional content. We are redoing our entire blog. Our blog used to be really just for updates for MLSP. Now we are getting into the content creation and really doing what we teach here from that standpoint. Over the next few months, you're going to see a huge overhaul over there. Really excited about that because then we can teach more and more exactly what we're doing as we're doing it. But promotional content is like the simple stuff. Things like Facebook Live, much easier to hit record than to figure out a blog post and strategy. And for most people, much easier to go live than it is to create a blog post for many different reasons. Other promotional content could be a Facebook post, right? It could be an Instagram image. It could be a quick YouTube video. It could be a tweet. Anything that's quick, easy. Promotional piece of content. Guess where that piece of content goes towards? Well, you've got two options. Either a pillar piece of content or a lead magnet. A lead magnet is for direct response. It is a capture page. It is, you get it in front of your audience and you give them something super sexy and make it more valuable for them to leave your website than it is to opt in to get the piece of content. That's a lead magnet. So those are the 3 types of content that you're going to create as a business owner, as an online business owner. Pillar piece of content, okay? That could take you a couple of weeks to create. You're not going to be doing that all the time. And the pillar content is really only around the biggest challenges and problems and pains. And the promotional content should be leading to, right, a lead magnet, which includes a webinar registration page or a PDF download, cheat sheet, interview, whatever we're giving away to build your email list, which is an audience that you absolutely want to be building. So those are really the 3 at the core, what we've assigned and described as the pieces of content for online business owners. And what we want to do, 80-20 rule. So many people are creating blog posts daily, or some are even creating 5 and 6 posts. One of our clients was doing that, and they were wondering why nobody was going to them. And well, first off, the blog post with like a link to something else is not a blog post. Okay. What we want to do as entrepreneurs is really, really focus on creating real valuable content 20% of the time, at least in the beginning. And this isn't in stone, but just as a rule of thumb. And then guess what? The 80% of your time should be getting people to it, and the right people. 80-20, 80% promotion, 20% creation. We'll talk about promotion in a second. Everything you do should have a call to action. Everything. You're not just, the point of a blog is to get leads. I don't care what anyone tells you. That is the point of a blog if you're running a business. And okay, also to get your passion out there and to, obviously serve an audience at the core, like the mechanical, the tactic, like why are we blogging? For most business owners, it is to drive traffic and to engage their audience and to get them to take actions, i.e. join their list or click other links. Okay. You want to absolutely check out the competitors. What are they, what type of content are they creating? What type of products do they have? Right? What type of content could you get excited about creating? Right? If you have money, if you don't, those are 2, that's certainly a conversation and a question we want to get clear on. What are the goals over the next 6 months? What do you like doing? Do you like writing? Do you like doing videos? Are you social media? Do you thrive off of that in that type of environment? Are you good with images? All right. What type of content could you get excited about? Because guess what? They all work. They all work. We've got leaders who will, really focus. They've got like their one big daddy bread and butter content creation strategy. Okay. So before I tell you and what I think we recommend, which is Facebook 100% should be in that mix, and the ads, what you can do with their ads platform in terms of targeting, my goodness, we'll get to that. Okay. You need specific measurable outcomes that you want to hit each week, and you've got to track. Our coaching clients actually get proprietary documents to create an actionable content creation strategy designed specifically for you to progress each and every week. Okay, this is a big deal. If you're just out there kind of hanging out each and every day, each and every week, hoping things are going to happen, or randomly creating a video or a blog post or Instagram post here or there, and you're not actually doing, you're not tracking it, and there isn't an outcome that you want. There aren't KPIs, like key performance indicators, that show you exactly what you're doing each week to grow your business, to build, engage, and sell with specific outcomes that you want. For example, what are we marketing for 30 days? For the next 30 days, everything should funnel some way, shape, or form to that funnel, to that content, to that pillar post, to that lead magnet, to that webinar, everything. So for example, if I was an MLSP affiliate and I wanted to market MLSP, maybe I would take the month and create content about attraction marketing. There's a whole bunch of things that, if you've been on MLSP for any length of time, if you just got started, maybe you could learn a few things overnight here about the importance of attraction marketing, and then talk to them about that. That's if you're hurting for leads, if you're struggling, if you're chasing, if you're cold calling, if you want to build your business the right way, if you want leadership, you want community, software, leading with value, multiple income streams, I could go on and on. Following up with prospects or CRM, like you could create content for the month that leads to a sales funnel, that leads to a lead magnet, that leads to a pillar piece of content. If that were the goal, if that was what you wanted to do that week. Just a quick, when we talk about doing this with and for coaching clients and at our retreats, does it work? Does the coaching program work? I have over 125 new leads in less than 24 hours. They're still coming in. Lisa, I saw you bringing people into MLSP and building other revenue streams and other different niches. Congratulations, this gal's on fire. Pillar number 4 is a big piece of the puzzle. Okay, you got to get clarity on what you're going to create, the content you're going to create for your audience. So we've got vision, target market, monetization, and then content creation. Now we've got to talk about the follow-up and engagement strategy. How are you going to engage with your audience on a consistent daily basis? Email your list. Okay. Could you do that? Yes, you can. And your list is just one of your audience. Could you email them every single day with value, tips, intel, solutions? That is a form of engagement. Build, engage, sell. BES, build, engage, sell. All right, now we're growing the audience with the content creation. We're going to talk about ads and traffic in number 6 here. But the way now, once we start building the audience with our content and with our ads, we've got to engage that audience. Spend time daily, man, on the platforms that you want to grow your audiences and engage with your target market. If you want to build your Facebook fan page, you better be spending time on Facebook, okay, doing very simple things. Like, did you know, for example, when you do a Facebook Live off of your fan page, you can go into that Facebook Live and people who have reacted to that video, for example, you can invite them to like your fan page. Every single person that comments on your video, you should go interact with them. Take the time to engage with these people. Invite them to come like your fan page if that's something you want to grow. And if it's Instagram, you should be spending some time on that platform. If it's YouTube, you better be spending some time networking with people in your audience over there. If it's, well, fill in the blank, Twitter, find the people in your audience, in your target market, and connect with them. And there are some automation tools to do that as well. Not going to get into that right now, but you've got to engage, man. Got to talk to people. You've got to get the exposures. You got to build rapport, gain trust, nurture and grow long-term relationships. Something that's simple is to create simple promotional content daily to engage your audiences. If it is Facebook, do a live every single day. Are you posting 3 to 5 times a day? All right, with value, not just pitch, 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 but maybe jab, 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 hook. Gary Vaynerchuk. Right, actually create content that serves that audience through the actual medium that you want to build, and spend some time engaging and creating quick promotional pieces of content, tweets, Instagram posts, YouTube videos, Facebook posts, Facebook Lives, Periscopes, right? To figure out the audience that you want to build, put the blinders on and go to work and learn about the strategy in the back office. Pick up the phone, be human, connect. What a concept. Weekly webinar, Facebook Live, live Q&A, screen share, Appear.in, Zoom. This engagement is part of, and if you're growing the brand, you're growing the business, you don't have time to do the one-on-ones, you better get into webinars where you can, engage in a group setting like this, where I can have 1,000 people and talking to them all at once. Okay? Create a community, a culture, make them feel a part of something. Send them stuff. Send your best buyers cookies. We send all sorts of gifts, mugs when they hit leader ranks. When the holidays come around, our top affiliates get all sorts of cool stuff. T-shirts. It's as creative as you can get. Create a culture. Be a rock. Show up daily. Own the marketplace. Gain mind share from your audience. Facebook engagement ads are awesome. They are dirt freaking cheap, and there are ways you can get your brand, your images, inspiring quotes, or whatever your audience wants to see. You can actually target them and cultivate engagement for pennies. And that's real marketing. Getting in front of your target audience and staying there and gaining mind share, that when they think about, the brand Coke, Pepsi gets seriously pissed. They should be asking for a soda when some people order Coke, but they mean Pepsi because they think that's the brand. People who are in the competitive market for Kleenex, that's the brand. The actual product that they want is a tissue, but they'll ask for a Kleenex. People who are in, the competitors of the company Kleenex get pissed when people do that. It's because they've gained mind share. When people think about phones, most of them think about iPhone. When they think about running shoes, they think about Nike. Right? Those are companies that have gained mind share of their audience. And the way they do that is they've, first off, created so much value for their audience and their customers and their tribes, but they are 100% engaging and staying in front of their audience and being everywhere all the time. And you can do that in a variety of different ways. But if you're not following up and engaging with your audience, you are missing the boat. And that is a huge reason why most are not buying, because they don't feel a bond. They don't feel connected to you. This is a silly, simple, free way. Torres said this on a wake-up call, and she had people doing it on the wake up call. And we've had people doing it in workshops, and people get leads within the hour. One woman got like 12 leads in the first hour, putting this on her profile. And I get, if you want to separate profile and fan page, I get it. You got to get over that though. Either you're going to have to slowly but surely start talking, sharing your passion, which hopefully is your business, on Facebook, or you're going to have to start a new Facebook. Right? I actually have a couple different Facebooks because I didn't want at the time my band pictures and party pictures to show up in the business I was trying to create, or focus everything on your fan page. But I don't like the idea of separate, if your business is your life, that is your lifestyle should be your business. And if you can't share and grow that through a profile, you want to slowly but surely, maybe if you can start doing that, and I say that because if this gets you uncomfortable, that's a red flag. This is I wouldn't do this daily, but if I could show you how to, get 12 leads a day for your business, would you be interested? Or if I could show you how to, I don't know, shred 5 pounds of fat in the next 14 days, or how to gain X amount of muscle, or I could show you how to create a side income and it didn't take away from what you were currently doing, would you be interested? And then type yes in the comments below. I'll PM you. You're not dropping a link. What you're doing here is engaging with your Facebook audience, whether it's on your fan page or your profile. And of course, X is whatever your benefit is. A silly example of how you could start engaging and getting people to say yes and starting conversations with people in your target market. Another example of what we teach, part of the engagement and follow-up strategy with right here, Wes Wolf, my coach Antonio helped me tweak these Facebook ads. Leads just keep rolling in, $1.06 per lead with valid emails and phone numbers, which leads me to the audience traffic and list building strategy, which is pillar number 6. How are you going to drive targeted prospects to your blog, prospects, websites, offers, and lead magnets? Man, if nobody comes in the door, you don't have a business. You don't have a business. You've got to get good at, I don't care if it's free or paid. It does not matter. I personally recommend getting a likes campaign and an engagement ad going immediately. If you have a couple bucks a day, if you're not running that, you're not running a business, in my opinion. Truly. Super simple, couple bucks a day to start building and growing your audience and engaging with that audience. Does not matter. In fact, we're working on new action plans for all of our members to really give them exact steps to take, whether it's social networking or paid ads, that is going to replace any type of roadmaps that we had that we are so excited about. But this is you've got to start growing the audience. You've got to start building the list, getting traffic to your to the content that you're creating. Okay, you've got the monetization in place. You've got the target market. The vision is strong. You're creating the content. You've got the follow-up in place. You've got maybe an email sequence. Now we need people, not just people. That's why this is last, by the way. People want this first, and they just want to drive traffic to anything and hope it sticks. You've got to actually lay the foundation, man. There are 6 pillars. This is the banquet table of success. That you cannot build a table that you can build a foundation on, or a castle on, or an empire on with one leg. You just want traffic and leads going to this replicated website. No, you want to build, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's going to take blood, sweat and tears. It's going to take some work, but it's worth it. And if you're going to do it right. Get clarity from the ground up on what you're doing and why. Figure out who you're speaking to. Figure out what you're marketing, what you're selling. Figure out the content you want to create for that audience. Figure out how you're going to follow up with them. And then, and only then, are you ready for traffic? Could you set up engagement ads and like campaigns? Yes, you could. In fact, we'll give you a way to do that tonight, 100% free. Where's your target market having conversations? Are you in the groups? Are you in Twitter? Are you on Twitter? Are you getting reminders or Google alerts where when people make different changes or talking about specific things and different audiences and different platforms? Are you in these conversations? Where are they having the conversations and what are they talking about? Are you a part of it? Right? 80-20, 80% promotion, 20% creation, 100%. Okay. Don't just be creating and then complaining that nobody's seeing it or you're not getting leads if all you're doing is creating, but not actually focused on promoting. You're not actually focused on actually building the audience and driving traffic to it. and getting involved in the conversations with your target market. Structured daily plan of action to grow your audiences. And syndicating, this is 100%. You need a structured daily plan of action to grow your audiences and syndicate your pillar promotional lead magnet content across the web and in front of laser targeted potential buyers for your business. You've got to have a plan in place that you do daily, at least an hour if you can carve that out. And I know you can. You can even do it on a smartphone these days, depending on the strategy and the method that you're going to grow your audience with. Specific, measurable outcomes you want to hit each week in terms of growing your audience. Maybe it's 10%. You want to grow your Facebook fan page 10% this week. You've got metrics. You've got a plan of action. You know you're doing these lives. You know what time, and you're showing up, and you're creating a structure, and then you're going to get better, and you're going to grow the audience. And with our coaches and with our retreats and our documents and what we do, we track it. There's nothing left for chance. This is the 6 pillars, okay, of all profitable online businesses. Every day, if your actions are on building and growing these pillars, you will win your freedom. You've got vision and personal development, target market and personal branding, monetization. Once you understand what you're marketing, we can start creating content and creating a game plan of what we want to sell for the next 30 days. And we're going to get on it. We're going to do it because our vision, that's what our vision would do. We're going to have a follow-up and engagement strategy in place, something we're going to do daily, okay, to engage with our audience, to call, in the Fire Your Boss, 5 Steps to Fire Your Boss, we recommend at least 2 hours a day. And if you got to cut that in half, an hour a day to engage, call prospects, interact with your audience, your potential buyers, build relationships, audience traffic, and list building strategy. Once and only once, all 5 are in place. There's only one problem. If your goal is to go big with your business, 6 figures plus, and you are trying to develop these 6 pillars all by yourself with no coach or professional guidance, just one mistake could cost you a tiny fortune and years of time. I mean, just imagine, what if your target market and your personal branding is off, and you move on to creating products, and you move on to creating content, and you've got a follow-up strategy, and now you're driving traffic when the core is off because it's not in line with your vision and who you want to step into and become, and you wonder why your business doesn't light you up, but it brings you down. It's a chore. That is a problem. So as a community who wants to serve its family members at the highest level, we decided to do something about it. We stepped up, and most know on this webinar that we engineered a coaching, one-on-one coaching program to assist you in developing these 6 pillars for your business to get you in profit fast. Why coaching? Well, we did this back in the day before coaching was cool and before it was a big term, at least in our arena, and it fell flat because our energy and resources were on building the software and building the community and getting our technology up to where we wanted it, and it's there. So now here we go with coaching. This is one of my greatest mentors here. Research shows that if you take training in personal coaching, you can increase your results by 88%. That is why we have coaching. Results, more success stories. That's what fuels MLSP. I don't care what area of your life you want to change. Coaching is the most valuable tools, one of the most valuable tools in the world. And this guy charges $1 million for coaching, and he gets a chunk of your profits. Don't worry, nothing's going to cost you $1 million tonight. And our coaching program is very unique, and that is designed by marketers with results for marketers who want results. And really, if you're serious about anything, you hire a coach. Fastest way from point A to B, you hire a coach. Coach must have a system to get you measurable results and progress weekly. Coaching saves you time. Let me repeat that. Coaching saves you time. It's not a cost, it's an investment. It will save you time. It saves you money. It saves you stress, frustration, and overwhelm, which is money. A coach will hold you accountable. It's a constant, consistent process of progress. And if you did that each day, each week, guess what? You may be able to do what our friends Todd and Leah Getz did this past Friday, which was fire their boss. Coach sees what you can't because you are in it. Coach makes you stretch, go beyond your limits, and think bigger. Coaching gets you results faster, period. And by the way, we pay 5 figures per month for our coach, a guy who has taken a company from right around $10 million a year, which is right where we are, up to $1 billion over a year. We pay 5 figures a month for coaching. We don't just talk about it, we're in it. Okay, so excited. Jillian is awesome, one of our certified coaches, to see my coaching clients on the leaderboards. Now they're crushing the leaderboards for lead generation. They had no funnels, no offer, huge audience, but didn't really know what they were doing on the traffic side. There you go, crushing the leaderboards. Congrats, Jillian. Very, very cool. If you have an audience man, and you're not getting traffic, you're not monetizing it, a coach can make all the difference. So just so you know, this is not some slap together coaching program. This is, you've got to be L3 plus to even be considered to be a certified MLSP coach. And we have some L5s. If you don't know what that is, if you're brand new or you're a guest, that just means that our marketers, some of our coaches are right now building 5-figure-a-month businesses in their own business. Super cool. These coaches have been highly trained by 8-figure marketers, and specifically Brian, me, hello, and my business partner Norbert, and have been taught our proprietary coaching curriculum system and formula engineered to get results. Coach creates with you a custom-built business marketing and action plan based on where you are now and where you want to go. Whether you have a marketing budget or not, we work with you. And really, the goal here is to continually develop all 6 pillars that we went over tonight, and not just talk about them, but get in your business based on where you are, your skill sets, the finances you have, accountability and detailed action plans for you to hit specific measurable outcomes each week, a new DMO each and every week, consistent process of daily and weekly progress to freedom. And yes, you're going to track your progress, and you will get results. Just a couple more super cool testimonies here. With the help of MLSP, my sponsor, my coach, I have my first lead today. If you, man, when you get that first lead, again, it's like getting that first check. It really is. It's like a self-generated lead is about 1 billion times more valuable and cooler than just buying leads. And it's, you learn that skill set. It's a skill set you have for life. I just received my first commission email, had no clue what I was doing before joining this community. Chris, right on, man. But guess what? Tonight's training is not about coaching at all. Remember the free Facebook audience traffic list building gift that I'm going to give you at the end of this training. We're almost there. It's going to help you develop pillar number 6. When we talk about audience traffic and list building, you will be able to take this and apply. In fact, I'll go over that in a second here. Coming up in a minute, when we talk about pillar number 6, which I know a lot of people on this webinar want, traffic, leads, build audience, list building. Well, there's something very cool here in just a minute. I really quickly wanted to talk about one more thing that we designed to assist you in developing and building out the 6 pillars of all profitable online businesses so you can start making money. And if you've been in MLSP for any length of time, you may have heard of it. It's our retreat. It's coming up at the end of April. It's 3.5 days. It's total immersion. We sold out this retreat last year for $8,000 a ticket, and it was well worth that. I'm going to tell you briefly about this. And this was Ray, dear friend here at MLSP, and he's done 8 figures online, and just an amazing entrepreneur and network marketer, trains network marketers. I've never been to something that transformed so many people in such a short period of time in such an intense way. He had trained at a handful of them in the beginning as well, and that's awesome. Thanks for that testimony, Ray. So here's the retreat. It's all inclusive, total business and life transformation. It's 3+ days in a full immersion, intimate experience. $1 million direct access to trainers for 3.5 days straight to assist you in building out these 6 pillars. That is the whole focus, the whole curriculum. What we are doing from start to finish is working with you to develop a game plan, to develop the roadmap, to develop the action and the execution plan for you. Okay? You eat all the meals. It's all we take over like a whole resort 2 hours from my home here in Austin, Texas, out in the middle of the woods. It's a beautiful location. We've got me, Norbert, some top earners and trainers to get to. This is my favorite event because it's so immersed. It's complete immersion, transformation, meditation, marketing, copywriting, paid ads, funnels, vision. Here's the 6 pillars: target market, personal branding, monetization, content creation, follow-up, audience, and list building. And typically, we're getting up at like 7 or 8 to meditate and start the day off the way I start my day off. And you can choose to participate in that if you wish. And you'll get a glimpse into what allows me to play at the level I play. And we stay up sometimes till 2 to 3 in the morning, stories, camaraderie, open laptops, doing exercises that'll get you to stretch, grow, and extremely uncomfortable. We're in it, man. This is my favorite event. Compress 1 year into 1 weekend and lay the foundation for your business for the rest of your life. And investing in your skill sets, it's not a cost. It's not just like an expense. It's an investment. My mentor once told me, if you just buy product, okay, cool, great. If you just buy ads, great. When that's done, awesome. Okay, if you just buy leads, then what? Right? If you turn around and invest that money in you and your skill sets, it will pay you for life. One-on-one breakout sessions with 8-figure earners. The cost to attend this retreat is was last year, $8,000. And just a couple quick pictures, 3.5 days. We've been doing these since 2010. And this was Cancun. You may know, Rob Four, Adam Chandler, Higdon again. This was 2012 in Phoenix, one-on-one, of course, get your questions answered. They're super intimate, as you can see, as you can tell. This was 2015. This was 2 years ago here, 3.5 days to get your business up and running for life. Super intimate, private locations, direct access. I mean, look at that, guys. If that's that's crazy to get that type of intimate access to the level, the caliber of leaders that we're going to have speaking here at this year's retreat. Life, total life and business transformation, relationships for life. It's a new business for you and a new you for life. And we don't take these retreats lightly whatsoever. They're intense. They're designed for impact. They're designed for transformation, and they're going to stretch you. They're going to challenge you. You probably will break down, like many of our attendees have. Fun, late nights working on you. We've in the past bent rebar with our throats. If you don't know what rebar is, it's the stuff that holds up skyscrapers, and talk about mind-bending breakthrough experiences. Coming off of that, there's not much you can't do when you can bend steel with your throat. Glass walks, burn stuff. This was awesome. I love this gal. One of our great, just up and coming, amazing. She is an amazing leader who came out of nowhere in the last year, an L5 leader. It was truly a life-changing experience. I will be running my business quite differently now. My results just today, my first day back, are incredible. The value you get from this retreat far exceeds the cost. I'm not kidding. I'll be doing it again next year without a doubt. That bottom right is the location, the secret location where we actually hang out and do most of the work there. Added another coaching client to my group, so that makes 3 paid. I can't believe 1 week after the mastermind, I have coaching clients, especially since I wasn't even thinking about doing this. Goes to show good things come your way when you take action. Heidi Kakamisi, good stuff. Last year, like I said, we sold the retreat for $8,000 a ticket. These are your trainers, 3.5, all inclusive. Get to Austin, we'll take care of you. We'll treat you like royalty. Diane Hawkman, we're flying her in. We've got Jesse, Norbert, Jim, and myself. And the value, if you go to the actual website, is well within the $40,000 range. All of these trainers, they wouldn't even coach or do anything for less than at least $2,000 an hour. I'm not sure Diane's going rate, but I can assure you our #1 affiliate is right around that number as well. It's a big deal. This is a very, very valuable retreat. This year, we're doing something very different. We have a very special promotion going on right now that includes the retreat plus coaching. If you want to get a complete grasp on these 6 pillars and build them out in your business to 5x your results this year, this is your chance. Instead of reviewing all the coaching program and mastermind retreat promotions on this webinar, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a complimentary pure value strategy session with one of our MLSP experience reps. Yes, we have MLSP experience reps to make sure our clients, our members, and their experience with MLSP is going well, to even infuse the culture with that much more love, support, gratitude, and we're going to see what best fits you based on where you are now and where you want to go. Okay, to give you, and the goal here on that call, that strategy session, is to give you some clarity on what you can do right now to build, engage, and sell your audience, and start developing the 6 pillars in your business starting today. Strategy session with an MLSP experience rep, 100% free. That we really just want to help, have a conversation, see where you're at, and if nothing more, we can point you to different areas in the back office, and our experienced reps have been trained to provide some serious value on every single conversation. In fact, each interaction they have with our community, with our members, with our family members here, their #1 goal is to make sure that they leave them better. That is the core, the DNA running through these calls and these people and these community members who have become a part of this experience rep group. You will also learn more about the mastermind retreat and coaching program promo on this call. And yes, there is a financial investment required. Okay, if you were to actually move forward, the call is free, and so is the gift that I promised you. Serious though, applicants only. If right now you don't at all, you're not serious about your business, you're not going to do whatever it takes, you're not in this space where it has to happen now, and you're not ready to stretch and grow and to really have your breakout year, please do not even go to this link. If that is you though, here's the gift. Okay. When you show up for your strategy session, you will get this Facebook audience traffic and list building training absolutely free. It's $500 value. And this is what it is. This is super excited about this. I can't believe we're doing this. And I actually didn't ask Jesse about this. I'm just going to do it because he's my boy, and I hope and hopefully he'll be okay with it. Start building and engaging your Facebook audience right now for a few bucks a day. That pillar number 6 right now. Like I said, if you do not have a likes or engagement ad set up right now, in my opinion, you are not marketing. And it doesn't need, I'm talking like $1 or $2 a day just to start doing it, to start getting uncomfortable with ads and marketing and a budget and building a business. And most importantly, getting your stuff in front of your targeted audience and building your likes, your Facebook fan page, and getting engagement. Because Facebook, in my opinion, should be a part of the arsenal. It should be a part of your marketing plan, of your traffic and list building strategy. Okay. This will show you exactly how to do that, exactly how to do both. It's one video, it's 91 minutes. The strategy behind, we're actually gonna give you the strategy behind MLSP's fan page growth from 40,000 likes to 110,000 likes. Jesse, we actually go over that in this 91-minute video. You can't buy this anywhere, it's not a course. The exact likes ad and engagement ad that increased our fan page likes by 175%. We're actually gonna show you the exact ads that have been the core of what we've done over the last year to grow our fan page almost 200%, and how a 90-second Jim Carrey clip got almost 200,000 reaction, comments, and shares and counting for our fan page. And super cool, the exact ad copy we used to do it. This right here will get you marketing. Now this presupposes that you've got the first 5 pillars to somewhat of a degree ready to go, and you want to start building your audience through that final pillar, that audience traffic and list building strategy, pillar number 6. So all you need to do, if you want it, simply fill out this application, show up for the strategy session, and unlock this free Facebook audience building gift. It's mlsp.com/promo. It's a couple quick questions. There's no video. If you're not interested, all good. I hope you got some value from tonight. These are the 6 pillars. I can tell you from experience with the business we have built, to 8 figures last year alone, this is what we are going to continue to focus on. Build, engage, sell. These core, this right here, every single day, we are making sure that our behaviors, our focus, our attention is on building out these 6 pillars each and every day. And that has allowed us to go steady and surely up on the up and up curve for our business. And we plan on doing 2.5x what we did last year. And that's not only through the coach that we've hired and the plans that we have in place and the teams that we're putting in place and the hires we are putting and just the specific automation and strategy, all of it based around this, all of it, the 6 pillars. And even if we chunk up, it's building our audience, engaging our audience, and selling our audience on a consistent basis. And if we're ever questioning, should we be doing this, we come back to home base and the basics that have allowed us to create the empire that we've been able to build. We are done. You survived. Now, I promised I wanted to allow a little bit of time for some questions. I am not sure. Yeah, we're almost 2 hours into it. Okay. Let me see what's going on. Guys, like I said, I really, my goal was to provide as much value as possible here, but it was a stretch. These are the 6 pillars that we've been focusing on since 2008. And to really compress that into 90 minutes here with you on a webinar is next to impossible. So obviously I couldn't get into the nitty gritty, the specifics like we'll do at the retreat, or like what our coaches are designed and trained to do with our clients to take their business to the next level. Cool. Okay, let me know. What did you guys think? You guys get some breakthroughs or some, is there something that you may be doing differently with your business? Link does not work. Link does not work. mlsp.com/promo. Hey, you guys, does that work? I hope it works. Yeah, that's everything. All good? Jumping jacks. 2 hours. How we doing, y'all? Outsource is what I'm doing differently. Right on, Leanne. What's up? Hey, John. Yes, breakthrough, Stephanie. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, man. And if you want to be brave and do it on your own, I don't recommend that. We've got coaches. We've always, very rarely have we never not had a coach. The best successful entrepreneurs, athletes, they've got coaches. If you want to go to high level, you got to get someone who has what you want and learn from them and get them as a mentor and do the thing and get to work, man, and actually get a coach who's going to give you a roadmap to get to where you want to go. And some of our coaches, I mean, guys, these coaches are trained up, not only are they phenomenal leaders and marketers in their own right, 100%, but they also got a secret weapon. They've got me and Norbert in their back corner, analyzing coaching calls, trainings, giving them documents, platform structure, outlines, the curriculum and education platform and coaching system and formula that me and Norbert have been using with our clients since the dawn of time. It feels like since 2005 in my personal case. I'm not exactly sure when Norb came online. I think it was right around then. I know he didn't have success till about 2008 or 2009 too. But yeah, cool. Awesome. So much value. Cool. So you have to get a coach. No, you do not have to get a coach, Thomas. Let me, I didn't realize it was so late, guys. Would you guys see value in maybe coming back next week and doing a Q&A on these pillars? Because I know this was a lot and I want to drive everyone to the link, to the survey link. And maybe I could just show up next week, and just answer questions for your specific business based on where you want to go. And we talk about these 6 pillars and we build them out together and we just get some more clarity on what it would mean maybe for you in your business and give me some examples. And maybe we have that conversation. Would you guys, yes, that you guys see value in that? Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, just for some clarity here, I'm going to, I'm going to repost this. I'm going to look at my schedule. Oh, shoot. I'm not 100% sure. I think I can make myself available next Wednesday for the actual training. That'd be awesome. I know that I speak really fast. I have a lot of energy. I'm calming that, but I get really excited when we talk about webinars and value and what we've done in our business, because if I can at all impact your lives or uncover some stuff that allows you to grow your business, man, that's why we built this in the first place, baby. So I know it's a lot, and I think if you guys see value in it, I'll see if I can show up next week, and we can reserve the questions for then. And I'll just say this is not, you don't need to be a coaching client to get that free gift. And I encourage you, if you're serious, man, have the conversation with our MLSP experience rep and show what you only get that free gift once you fill out the survey. One of our experienced reps will be in touch with you, set up the conversation. You show up for the conversation at the end of that talk, at the end of that, and we are forcing this conversation because these experienced reps, we want to collect data. We want to see how you're doing. We want to make sure that if you're a little bit confused or not sure where to go, these guys have been trained. They're MLSP members and they know where everything is and they know how to answer questions. They know how to give you value in a very short period of time, and you will walk away from that call regardless of if coaching is a good fit, if the retreat's a good fit. You're going to walk away with value, period. And you're going to get that free 91-minute course or 91-minute training that's going to show the exact ads that we've been using to grow our business on Facebook, to grow our likes campaigns, and copy and paste, get a likes campaign going, get an engagement ads going, and start building your audience. Start pillar number 6, audience, traffic, and list building. Start doing it. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Beautiful. Love it. Cool. Nope, Rain, there is no breakdown of the coaching programs in the back office. We haven't even talked about it publicly from an affiliate standpoint, have not even put in the back office anywhere the components of the coaching program, because we explain that on the phone to really understand that to make sure that our clients, our members understand the value of the coaching program before they just see the price tag or something. And we also, in that conversation, which we do record, we want to make sure that we are providing value, answering questions that for brand new members or veterans alike, that within that first good chunk of that call, that our experienced reps are really giving you value, solutions, answers, and helping you moving your business forward. Regardless of if coaching is a good fit or if it is, great. If it isn't, you're still going to leave the conversation better. Our experienced reps are designed to make sure that happens. Awesome. Cool. This is the retreat. And just to be clear, when you fill out the application, guys, it's going, we're going to ask you a couple of different questions, and the conversations, our experienced reps are going to have the conversations with you after they see where you're at, where you want to go, give you some tips and pointers and things you can do right now to move forward and progress and get results. They will have a conversation with you about the retreat, about coaching, see what fits best for you based on your financial situation, your goals. Do you have a budget? Do you not have a budget? Where do you want to go? Where are you at now? What are your current skill sets? All of that taken into account. These experienced reps have been trained with that knowledge to be able to deliver as much as possible and get you moving forward. And I can tell you guys from experience, man, when you get that coach, or you get that aha breakthrough moment, that retreat, that immersion, man, there is something those are the breakthroughs, man. The intimate groups, the working on your business, the getting the coach. I can point to different areas in my career and the quantum leaps and the growths and the challenges, man, and having the back against the wall and stretching yourself. And yes, getting financially uncomfortable. I'm not saying anyone going to crazy debt. I can tell you that I did. And I think that is, so many people don't put skin in the game. And they're not like, they don't need to go get results. They've only put $150 or $1,000 into their business. Well, if you dump your blood, sweat, and tears into the business and you put some real skin in the game, then a trigger, and I can just tell you from what happened to my personal experience and with what I see with our coaching clients, when they do that, something radically changes to where they, guess what? They actually force themselves to have to step into that vision sooner and become that person and do the thing. And so facto, they get the results quicker. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at this, guys, because I know we've got some of our experienced reps sitting back and waiting. I will tell you, it's first comes, first served. If you saw those pictures of the retreat, it is very, 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 very intimate. And we cut that off. We've already got a good chunk of them sold. So there's only a couple there, but we still have a huge coaching promo going on right now. If you've been a past coaching client and you still, either way, you can go in there. Just let us know that you're a coaching client. It's like question number 2. If you're a current coaching client and you want to hear more about the promotions, or if your coaching program is coming up, coming of age and coming to an end, or if you've previously filled out coaching applications but never moved forward, do yourself a favor. Go to this link I'm going to drive you to right now. Take a moment if you're serious about your business and you want to, get that free gift and have a conversation with our experienced reps to see if what we've got can help you take your business to the next level. I encourage you to do that. Okay, Rick, so how do you get a hold of the experienced reps? When you fill out the application, one of them will be in touch with you within the next 24 to 48 hours. It's going to be, hey, Roxana Hannah, what's up, girl? Old friends in town. It's going to be first come, first served, and they will get in touch with you. As you can imagine, this webinar is packed. They're going to have a pretty full 48 hours and weekend, so just please be patient with us. Cool. All right, so that's hey, Karen, what's up, Leanne? Rox, what's up, guys? I will push everyone over there now, and I don't think there are any more. Yes, Mark, absolutely. We can 100% recommend a coach, and we do recommend a coach. We look at the skill sets you have, the skill sets you want to build upon, and we have coaches. We've got some of our best and top marketers and affiliates are coaches who have bread and butter strategies and have very good strong suits and things that they are passionate about and are experts at. And we line you up, we link you up as best as possible with the coach, depending upon what you want to get out of the program. And they're all trained up like rock stars, pros. They're geared up, ready to go. And if I showed you all the testimonies of the actual coaching program, it's been unfreaking believable. And we're going to keep going down that road because we've seen the results, and we know that the one-on-one attention and the curriculum and what we do with the coaching program itself, it works. and we're just getting warmed up. So that's it for me tonight, guys. Cool. I hope you guys did get some value from it. 2 hours, not much breathing, lots of value. Wanted to keep this as tight as possible, but I always seem to never be able to do it in an hour or even 90 minutes. Much love. If you guys got value from this, please go onto the MLSP fan page, give me some love, or I would ask that you go over to the MLSPfanpage.com versus the group so we can do it all publicly and say hello. And for those who want to take us up on that promotion, or at least fill out the application, if you, only if you are serious and are okay with the idea of an investment in your skill sets so you can get better and you are serious about building a business in 2017, please do not waste our experienced reps' time if the time is not right for you, or you're just kind of batting the ball around and this is a hobby or a side thing. That's totally cool. We'll support you any way we can, but this conversation is probably not best for you, and maybe another time for that. But guys, serious entrepreneurs only to fill out the promotion there. And regardless of that, I do hope that everyone on this line got some serious value on the 6 pillars: the vision, the target market, the monetization, the content creation, the follow-up, and the audience traffic and list building strategies. Those are the 6, man. That is what we've been focusing on. And even above that, build, engage, sell. You do that regularly, you do that consistently, you do that habitually, you get better at all of that daily. You will start to see a business just kind of magically start to fall into place because you're on point. It's intentional. There's structure. There's a plan. You're growing the things you need to be growing. You're getting better at the skill sets you need to get better at. You're selling. You're monetizing. You're following up. You're getting traffic, and you're go figure. You're starting to implement and embrace all of the 6 core pillars of every single profitable online business. Period. Rah! I'm out. I guess I'll see you guys in just a few hours. I'm a wake-up call. I don't know. At some point, I'll probably have to recharge the batteries, but I'm pretty fired up right now. Have a fantastic evening, y'all. And we'll check the schedule, see if we can be open for Q&A next week. And I'm going to push everyone over to the promotion page right now. Love you guys. Have a fantastic evening. Fill out the application if you are serious. This webinar is a wrap. Much love, the MLSP community, man. Keep getting better. Keep growing. Keep getting better and better. And you are the one, baby. See you guys soon.